Lu Chun, please work hard. Tonight, I'll put out all 3 backup plans. Young people, after all, you need to be motivated. The company will not shortchange your hard work. I'll fight your ancestors. Good leadership. No problem, I'll do it right away. Isn't it? I haven't even taken my annual leave yet. Where is this? Still not awake. Whether you wake up or not, it makes no difference. This time, the 3rd young master was basically ruined. Since, when is he no longer useless anymore? A sickly child born of a concubine. And even dares to investigate the 2nd young master's accounts. I'm really tired of living. Sure, don't let anyone hear.
So, what if I hear it?
Who in the household doesn't know? The master looked down on this 3rd young master the most. His mother died young. He was neither skilled in literature nor martial arts. Usually bows his head to everyone he sees. Even dogs dared bark at him twice. I died suddenly. Then he crossed over. The Great Yong Dynasty. The Marquis of Jinbei's household produced 3 sons by concubines. Because he discovered the dirty accounts of his 2nd brother Liu Zhao embezzling military grain. Turn the tables and turn the tables. Beaten to death in this woodshed. 3rd brother woke up, his luck was really tough. Father, I think you are young and ignorant. He didn't make a big deal out of it. You should learn your lesson, 3rd brother. Some things aren't meant for you to touch. Some things aren't really for you to say. Understand, Junliang? You really were the one who moved it. You really don't learn your lesson. So it's you. So what if it is? What evidence do you have? You're a useless loser. What can you do to me? You can give it a try. What did you say? I said you could give it a try. Let's see what I can do to you in the future. Looks like this beating hasn't woken you up yet. 3rd younger brother. Don't blame your 2nd brother for not warning you. Sometimes, living is more important than fighting for a breath. Especially someone like you. People who were never capable are incompetent.
Okay.
Then let me show you what real skill really is. The Marquis is not the heartless Shin family. But in the end, marriage depends on the future. The future. Assistant Magistrate Shin said this because he thought our Jinbei Marquis' mansion had no future. The 3rd young master is making a fuss up ahead.
Please don't go. So, he wouldn't get scolded again.
Why not go? They've already come knocking. I have to take a look. Hey, 3rd young master, you. The Shun family is really interesting. The 3rd young master has arrived. What are you doing? I heard someone wanted to break off the engagement. I, as the person involved, should be present. I heard someone wanted to break off the engagement. As the person involved, I should be present, at least the 3rd young master. I have come today. He just wanted to make things clear. The old friendship between our families remains. It is merely a matter of children's marriages, emphasizing fate. Qingxian, and you are ultimately not a good match. Miss Shun felt the same way. If the marriage continues, it's bad for both of us.
Got it.
It's best if the 3rd young master understands. Breaking off the engagement is fine. But it's not you who broke off my engagement. What do you mean? You dare to speak so recklessly about marriage. Jokingly, if Lord Shin truly valued friendship, you can discuss it privately with my father. Leave each other some dignity. But you deliberately jumped in the front hall of the Marquis' residence. In front of my father and all the relatives. Exposing the matter. Isn't it just that I think I, Lu Chin, am useless and easy to handle? Do you think our Marquis' household is easy to bully now with internal and external troubles? Miss Shun, I don't blame you. Pursuing profit and avoiding harm is the natural nature of people. If I were you, probably also unwilling to dedicate a lifetime to their future. Put on a useless person whom everyone looks down upon. But today, this marriage. It's not that you look down on me. Come and give me some dignity. I, Lu Chun, didn't want it myself. From today, our engagement is annulled. Men and women get married and each has nothing to do with you. It's simply incomprehensible. But I'll put my thoughts here. You think I'm useless?
Yes.
Within 3 months, I will bring down the soaring salt prices in Yuzhou. Within half a year, I will double the border troops' armaments. Within a year, I will make sure the Northern D dare not invade even a single step of Yuzhou. 3rd brother. Your fever still hasn't gone down last night, right? Do you even know what crazy nonsense you're talking about? I know very well. It's okay if you look down on me today. But one day you will find out. You today. What is withdrawn is not a burden. It's an opportunity that the Shin family can't even reach.
Stop.
Lu Chen, the arrogant words you just made. If you can't. He was the laughingstock of the entire Marquis' residence. If I can't do it, I'll leave by myself. And cast them out of the Marquis' residence. What if you succeed? If you succeed. Father, Give me a chance to prove I can take charge.
Yes.
Three young masters. Why did you run off to the front hall? Whoever goes to that place now is in trouble. That old man from the Shin family spoke terribly to him. You didn't lose out, did you? They didn't lay a hand on you, did they?
No loses.
Really? He really even called off the engagement while he was at it.
What?
Young Master Sanson, you. What did you say? I brought it up after the divorce was cancelled. 3. Young Master, why are you so fierce today? Because he died once. Once you come to terms with it, you really have died once. Look at many other things. It feels completely different. In my previous life, I endured too much. Endure the boss, endure the client. Endure injustice because the rules tell you. If you can't bear it, there's nothing you can do. But now things are different. This is not the original world. There are no mature rules. Chaos and danger. Bloody and drenched. But it also means I can flip the table and replay this game. Making money. What strict is that? This is the Marquis of Jinbei's residence. It's practically a land waiting to be developed. Yuzhou is close to saline alkali land. There are large abandoned salt flats outside the city, right? There is some, but the salt from that place is bitter and mixed. Eating too much and getting diarrhea. Only those who are too poor to be exposed go to eat. The big salt merchants simply look down on him. Not interested. This shows that no one has turned it into a real business yet. But that salt was never good. It's all sand and poisonous flowers. It's bad because their purification method is terrible. It's not because this thing can't be purified. I can't explain much to you. Just think of it as a kind of toxic curse. Become an exclusive secret recipe for pure white and gentle words. Young Master. You will know this too. Even if you don't know how, you have to know it. Because of this sentence. No one can take the shield for us. Third young master, you. If you want to play in the mud, there are plenty of places in the backyard. Even if the warehouse items were broken, that would also be an asset of the Marquis' residence. Without the Marquis' order, I wouldn't dare to take anything out casually. You can choose not to give it. But when I turn back and bring my father's order, it's no longer a matter of giving or not. Think carefully. The current inner residence of the Marquis' residence. Who is the real master? AMA left. Impurities are abundant and coarse particles. Extremely high mud content. Typical low-quality mineral salt. But this precisely means the profit margin is enormous. Amon called those salt workers over. This young master. You please contact us. How do you usually say things? Let me see if you do it again. So, raw, it's almost outrageous.
No multilayer filtration.
No grading or purification. No wonder he has eaten people to death. Let me borrow your pots and places for a while. Young master, you need to fry salt too. I'll try it. No one is holding my hand. The heat was too rushed. Disperse the spirits, using gentle fire.
Ah.
The young master spoke up. How is this possible? That's impossible. Our ancestors have been foraging in this wasteland for generations. How could it possibly produce such white salt? Oh my god. How is this possible? That's impossible. Our ancestors have been foraging in this wasteland for generations. How could it possibly produce such white salt? Oh my god. The young lord does not suffer. Only salty taste. Amazing, you really are like a deity descending to earth. No immortals are needed. All that is needed is a sense of standards and process optimization. This is the blow from different dimensions of civilization. If I take this piece of land, are you willing to work with me? If you can really make such good salt, we dream of working with you, but what is it? The salt roads in Yuzhou had long been wiped out by the Zhou family's overlords. It's not that we never thought about selling it for more money before. But as long as the Zhou family's price is ruined, the next day, the stall was smashed. Light cuts off the path to wealth. The heavy ones are like broken legs. The big salt merchant in Zhou family city. He is the head of the household.
Called Zhou Fulai.
Serves both the underworld and the legitimate side. Even the government had his strong connections. The young master must not touch it. Young master, how about us? Let's take it easy for now. Once you have established yourself in the Marquis's residence, it won't slow down any longer. What I need most right now is time. Others can endure slowly. I can't do it. This game must be a quick and decisive victory for Amon. After returning, take out all the silver in our courtyard. Take it all, that's your life-saving money. Also, go to the city streets. Ask me all the news about Zhou Fulai. His shop layout is fleet route, temperament, and hobby. Even the names of the officials behind the scenes. The finer the better. It was the young lord. Simply selling good salt. You all make big money, and will not live long. Local powerhouses like the Zhou family, or sell it down, or they snatch the recipe, or simply kill them as well. So what I need to do isn't to make salt, but to set up a trap. Young master, we're just boiling some good salt and selling it. Why are you making things so complicated? Because the real difficulty has never been making something out. It's about how to sell it alive after making it. People in this era do business, relying on experience, human relationships, and old habits. And what I brought with me. It is a process control resource contest and dimensionality reduction crushing power. The young master found out about Zhou Fulai from the Great Salt Shop. In his 40s, he was originally a rogue salt dealer. Later, he gained more connections through the Zhou family. I heard he kept quite a few ruffians under his command. And he has connections with our Marquis's second son. He had dealings with Liu Zhao. Someone has seen it with their own eyes. The second young master had privately received quite a few gifts from the Zhou family. This makes things even more interesting. Keep investigating. Especially to get to the bottom of it. Zhou Fulai had been doing so in recent days. What mattered most, and was the most troublesome, is 3 young masters. I have a saying. You may have changed a lot these past few days, which is a good thing. You said. But this old servant is always afraid you're too hasty. Yan Shang was ruthless. Not someone to mess with. The second young master sees you as a thorn in his side. You are currently weak and isolated. What if, by any chance, it's over? Do you think I can live well without doing these things? Ever since the day I was beaten half to death and thrown into the woodshed, this path is no longer up to me. It's because I don't move forward. All that remains is a dead end. Taking a step back is a cliff behind you. Then this old servant will play this bet with you. The young master has found out the truth. What Zhou Fulai has been most troubled by lately is nothing else. It is a newly opened large restaurant in Nanshire. Restaurant. He was wealthy and generous about that restaurant. They invited top chefs from Yinzhou. Cooking is extremely particular. As soon as it opened, customers from several old shops were snatched up. The Zhou family originally took all the salt supplies from those restaurants. But the new restaurant complained that the Zhou family salt was too coarse and bitter. Returned it directly. Zhou Fulai was upset about this. The breakthrough point for the core has been locked.
Okay.
Didn't you ask me yesterday how to sell the salt? A breakthrough has arrived. Here it is. Hey, come on. It's over. Aha. Wow, this is Yunlai Tower. Young master, let's just go straight in. If people see us dressed like this, what if you just kick them out? Then find a way to get him to see him. Come on, remember this. In this world, whether others see you or not, it's never about who you are. It's about whether you can bring value to them. You two have a meal. Upstairs, please come to discuss business.
Cut.
Business negotiations are very good. No shortage of individual customer deliveries. If it's selling vegetables or meat, go to the back door to find the purchasing manager. Don't block the way to the front door. I sell salt. Selling salt. Then you're late. We at Yunlai Tower have fixed suppliers from salt merchants. Young man, please leave. Your previous supply salt traders. I've been rejected 3 times recently. 2 of those were because the salty off flavor was too strong. Another time was when the color was yellow. Especially when making your chef's signature steamed river seafood. The bitterness can't be masked at all, right? How do you know? I also know. Your chef, who paid a fortune to invite from Yinzhou. I've been really angry lately. Good vegetables with rotten salt. The taste is hard to pick. This is the long run. What was smashed was the signboard Yunlai Lu had worked so hard to get. Who are you? People who can help you solve problems. Amon is the bestseller.
Try the salt.
If made into soup, steamed and clear, at least it tastes better than the salt you use now. A level above the usual level. If you can't make the decisions, go and invite those who can make decisions to be precious. You came exactly as you wanted. Where did this salt come from?
I did.
Nonsense. This fine salt of this quality is not just from Yuzhou. Even in Yunzhou Prefecture, such things are rarely seen. You, a young kid, can pull off this. Fooling the ghost. Borrowing a pot from the kitchen. Make me the simplest dish of plain water tofu soup. Don't add any seasonings. Just add my salt. Do as he says. Please.
How?
Hao Yan was speechless. Little brother. How much do you have? Not much now. But as long as you dare to take it. I dare to guarantee stable supply. What about the price? Adding 30% to the current salt price for the Zhou family. Increase by 30%. This is just too dark. It's not expensive, but what you buy isn't salt. It's your trump card that crushes your competitors, Yunlai Lu. It is the golden sign of the future. What a clever move. Haha, I want 50 Jin first. As long as the guests eat well. From now on, I'll cover all the salt for Yunlai Lu for you.
Yes.
But I have one condition. Don't hide it. If you use my salt, you have to make a name for yourself. You must make it clear to all the diners in Yuzhou. Yunlai Lu uses the finest new salt in Yuzhou. The younger generation is to be feared. It's a bit interesting. Below Qin, the 4 Cs. I haven't yet asked your honorable name, young master. Lu Shen. At this time tomorrow, the goods will be delivered to Amon and left. He became a young master. If it really happens, we're going to get rich. Too early to celebrate. Yunlai Tower is just a stepping stone. The real trouble is just beginning. You mean Zhou Fulai. Yunlai Tower only needs to play its signboard. The Zhou family's final meal was then served. You think, would that local bully come after us to bite us?
Gong Fu arrived.
He brought a lot of people.
Hey. Ha ha ha.
I heard the third young master of the Marquis' residence recently started a new business. Zhou originally didn't believe it. See you today. It really was eye-opening. Boss Zhou's news was pretty fast. The news about business is not good. It can't just be the third son. After all, he's young. Some of the tricks are probably not understood. Salt is a deep matter. Without acquaintances, it's easy to drown. Who are you cursing? That's why Boss Zhou brought so many people today. He came to teach me the secrets. Your salt recipe is indeed quite good. But rather than messing around with it yourself, why not sell me the prescription? 10 taels of silver. It's enough for you to enjoy a comfortable stay at the Marquis' residence for quite a while. 10 taels of silver to buy the secret recipe. How is this any different from openly robbing?
Okay.
Young master. But before selling it to you, I'm planning to do a few things first. First, the salt medicine on this table. He sent it to several registrars of Yuzhou Prefecture for free, inside the prefect's main room. Second, send another 100 Jin to the Frontier Army's cookhouse. Third, I will send someone to Nanshur. Go door to door and tell every big restaurant. The Zhou family's core salt mixed with sand was heavy and had strong off flavors. Eating too much shortens your lifespan. And the batch in my hands, Lu Chen. This is the only fine salt of Yuzhou. You dare threaten me. Not a threat. I chose you to lead people and rush into my yard today. It's not that I want to cooperate. He wants to devour me whole. In that case, I have to let you know. Swallowing me will break your teeth. What exactly do you want? 3 conditions. First, your Zhou family's carriage and horsemen are paving the roads. Lend me everything. Second, you have a ready-made salt fuse net. I want to split the direct dispatch authority in half. Third, we don't engage in price wars. I'll use your channels to handle the goods. I give you 20% of the net profit each month. Let you keep making money while lying down. Lend me my way. Seizing my power. Take my money. Third young master, you have a big appetite. No, I'll leave you 20%. This is the way forward. What if I don't agree? Then you can give it a try. Look, it's your Zhou family's policy. Local powerhouses have strong connections. The reputation of the third son of the Marquis of Jinbei's residence is still strong. If that doesn't work, I'll give this recipe directly to my father. presented to 100,000 border troops in Yuzhou. By then, forget about a 20% profit. You, Zhou Filai, are sitting here together. You don't even have the right to talk to me.
Deal.
3. Young master, you have some skill. I hope you can really hold on to this big business. Rest assured. I can hold out.
不错。
Young master, my heavens. Young master, you're really something.
That was Zhou Filai.
The Zhou king of hell, who devours people without leaving a bone. He actually bowed his head to you. Not only did we not sell the recipe, they even stole his convoy. It's not that I'm impressive. He couldn't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose. In the business arena, the biggest fear is not the opponent's strength. It's that the situation is out of control. Zhou Filai wasn't afraid of me. But they're afraid of me being barefoot. To overturn his base of wearing shoes. And what I do best. It's about taking uncontrollable risks. Become a bargaining chip in your own hands.
Ha ha ha.
Young master. Young master, you made a profit. We really made a profit. The first batch was completely sold out. Even Zhou Filai, that old fox, when sending someone to deliver the dividends, the smile on his face was practically stacking to the sky. The profits are not exaggerated. But as a starting point, barely passing. Young master, you don't know. Now no one outside calls you useless anymore. Everyone says, the Marquis's residence produced a third young master who could put on a fairy-like face. 3 young masters. The Marquis has ordered you to go to the council hall immediately.
Ah.
The young master suddenly invited you to the important place like the council hall. Could it be that our salt sales have been reported by the second young master? Did you cause some big trouble again? No, I can't. This time, he came to see me. Not to cause trouble. They're here to find answers. You made this salt. It is the most recent trend in Manchur. Zhou Filai forced him to give up the new salt for his carriage and horses. It's also you. I had the cooks taste this salt last night, third young master. It's better than the bitter stones we usually chew in our army. 100 times stronger. But I just can't figure it out. How did you make it? Process optimization. He changed the purification method. What kind of transformation is this? You sell salt. I'm not stopping you. But you must tell me today. You are someone who never meddles in worldly matters. All of this sudden noise. What exactly is it for? This former useless younger brother. And so openly, it caught her father's absolute attention. To survive. My father had guarded Yuzhou for many years. He knew better than anyone. The border troops now look strong and well-equipped. In reality, the inside is already empty. The military provisions have been depleted year after year. The military equipment had long fallen into disrepair. The number of refugees outside the city increased year by year. Inside the city, salt and grain prices were still soaring. If this keeps dragging out, there was no need for the northern barbarians to launch a large-scale invasion of Yuzhou. They would rot away from the root first. Third brother actually knows quite a bit. But all on this paper of bold and unrestrained. Who doesn't know how to talk about strategy? You just got a little clever, sold a few bags of salt. How dare you recklessly discuss the overall military and political situation here? I'm not forgetting loyalty. I'm already doing it. Strict consolidation can subsidize part of the military's expenses. Recruiting refugees outside the city. It can be turned into excellent labor for workshops and farmland. Abandoned salt flats. A wasteland overgrown with weeds. Iron spinning that has stopped working. None of that is useless. Those are hidden assets that have not been properly utilized. Yuzhou must survive. You can't just rely on holding out. You have to learn to make your own blood first. What do you want? The fish took the bait. First, 300 mu of wasteland in the western suburbs. Second, abandoned iron workshops in the western suburbs. Third, the authority to independently recruit refugees. 300 mu of wasteland. He still wants iron meals. If the displaced people gather and cause trouble, it will be hard to manage. That would lead to a peasant uprising. Third brother, you really dare to ask. You think you rely on selling salt. It can support several hundred mu of land in a public area. In the end, they lose everything. It also ruined the reputation of the Marquis's household. But if it's my business, Shouldn't second brother also do this in front of the entire Marquis's residence? Admit you're not as good as me. A useless loser. If that's enough, I'll give you 3 months. In the western suburbs, the wasteland lies abandoned with an iron workshop. All manual transfer orders are yours. But 3 months later, if you can't achieve results, just return these things as they are. If you just want to mess around here, no one else needs to do it. I will personally cripple you according to family law. She would never let her father down. How is the young master? The Marquis isn't angry, is he?
Ha.
Go back and pack your things. On the wasteland of the western suburbs, the abandoned ironworks were recruited for refugees. Oh my dear, the Marquis really gave everything.
Oman.
Start today. We no longer have to watch anyone's mood. We have our own turf now. Young master, this is way too shabby. Not even a single blade of grass grows. Like a mass grave. The Marquis did give it. But the foundation of this place was completely ruined. If you really want to get rid of it, the little silver we earn from selling salt, it probably wouldn't even be enough to fill the gaps between teeth. It's better not to fear being torn apart. Broken. It's okay. Broken means no one is watching it. If no one is competing, it means there's 100% room for renovation. Don't be in a daze. Start work with 2 things first. The first tactic. Second, on site. Construction sheds are set up with stoves. Who do you summon? Refugees. Young master, those refugees are the hardest to manage. He could kill just for half a bite. Even the authorities would be troubled by this. Precisely, because no one wants it. We're the ones who want it. For others, they are troublesome. For me, they are the cheapest in these chaotic times. And those most in need of a way out. Which wealthy family is here to trick people into doing hard labor? If you go, it's just a wasted effort. You might even be beaten to death. Come work here, get meals, and pay wages. 3 months of work. Land allocation with good performance. Those who know how to farm go to reclaim land. Those who know how to forge enter the workshop. Skilled carpenters in building houses and canals. Those who slack off get out. Those who cause trouble by stealing grain are executed. Aman stirred the pot. Mealtime began. Eat until you're full, then decide whether to stay. When others recruit, they always make people bow their heads and obey first, and then provide leftover food and provisions. The young master was the first to carve out a way out, re-establish the rules of life and death. This is not soft-hearted. This is truly masterful of controlling human life. Come over, you'll be forged. A little. Can you repair that iron house? Humph, show. The stove cracked. The bellows are rotten. The remaining ore was all residue. Even immortals couldn't forge good iron. I advise you not to waste your money. Hey, how can you beg or even talk? Eating our young master's meal.
And you still dare to speak like that?
If the furnace corridor structure is rebuilt, reinforcement was switched to refractory mortar. The bellows were replaced with a double-acting piston structure. The ore material is rewashed and decomposed. Finally, the charcoal's oxygen content ratio and heat power. Raise it up by 2 times. You know about iron smelting. I know a little. At least you know more than you think. What is your name? The Marquis of Zhenbei's residence sank into ruin. My name is Hanju. If you really can take that broken furnace, come to life the way you suggested. From now on, I'll sell this life to you, Hanju.
Deal.
Long River. This stove used to be the bottom. The timing of the pips is just wrong later. Plus, no one maintains it year-round. Only then was it burned to ashes. Can it be repaired? If you can fix it, just follow the methods you just mentioned. I, Han, risk my life to fix it for you. But that takes a lot of effort. It wastes manpower and effort. Then just ask people to give back to them. If you want money, give it up. Engineer Liu, you lead the carpentry team to build the house. The masonry group is responsible for firing bricks and tiles. The reclamation group is responsible for reclaiming wasteland. Be safe. Improving efficiency. Today, after moving this pile of wood, I recorded my first task. After finishing that section of road wall, record 2 works. Whoever worked more would get more broth and copper coins. Anyone who slacks off should get out and starve to death. Young master, you are truly amazing. Truly amazing. Those refugees worked as if they were risking their lives. We're getting more and more decent now. Still early. Now it's just setting up the stage. It stabilized people's hearts. The real challenge was whether he could sing opera on stage. Can something real come out of the stove? Ignition.
Ha ha ha.
Not enough wind power. Add carbon faster.
Shooting.
It worked. It really worked. Oh my god. This worked. How did you come up with all this? Add a blast furnace body. Double pedal box ceiling. Are you a monster? Don't celebrate too soon. Getting iron is only the first step. What we need to do isn't just make a few hoes and kitchen knives. It is the standard sword for mass production. What is a standard sword? The so-called standard film. It's the tip of every gun that comes out of the factory. Each crossbow mechanism's part size, weight, and slaughter included. It must be exactly the same. Not a hair's slightly. It can't be. How could you just rely on hammering to achieve a perfect flaw? Even if he could, he would have to be the very best blacksmith. He barely managed to make a few cases a month. No need for top-notch masters. We cast master molds from high-quality iron. Break down the entire construction process. The first group is only responsible for casting molten iron. The second group is only responsible for grinding the edge. The third group is only responsible for drilling and assembly. This is not only extremely fast, and it broke a 0. You can easily replace them with new ones. If it's missing, it can be replenished immediately. This is called assembly line mass production. Disassembly process dimensions are standardized. If it breaks, it can be replaced at any time. Wonderful, truly brilliant. Young master, you know a little. You're practically the founding master. Just ascend to the mortal world and enjoy the meal. Such incredible skill. It's like the ancestor descending to earth. Previously, he served in the Marquis's residence. Anyone who saw the third young master would dare to step on him and call him a loser.
But now,
even Hanju, a top-tier madman with arrogant eyes, all were utterly impressed by the young master. Suddenly, I felt that the Marquis's mansion was in a deadlock. Young master truly carves out a bloody path. Is this still the western suburb? You did all this. You could say that. Big brother, what's wrong? Come by today, when you have time. My father asked me to come and take a look. I thought you were making a military pledge in the council hall. It's all about momentary satisfaction. After a few days of commotion, it finally settled down. I didn't expect you to really make a scene of it. Now that you're here. Big brother, why not come inspect the goods now? What it is? Big brother has a long eye. Simplified trial production of repeating crossbow skins. Range and accuracy are not yet perfect, but it can only be used.
send it to me and try it.
Keep stinging. This thing really was created by you. The drawings and ideas are mine. The actual craftsmanship was handcrafted by Hanju and his team. As long as the molds follow up, mass production will follow. Third younger brother. It was my big brother who looked down on you before. I apologize to you. Bro, don't be so formal. If you really feel guilty. In the future, I will be short on materials and charcoal, lacking soldiers with crossbows. Big brother's military camp really needs to give me the green light. From now on, what will you lack in the western suburbs? Just take my waste token to the quartermaster office to pick it up. Who dares to make things difficult for you? I broke his bones. As long as he pulled this general onto the chariot, their own industrial base, only then did they truly have an armed protective umbrella. The second young master is absolutely true. The eldest son went to the western suburbs today. Not only did he avoid causing trouble, instead, he became close friends with the third young master. When leaving, he even used his own secondary card to mobilize troops. All of it was left to the third young master. That rundown iron workshop in the western suburbs now. The eldest son's soldiers were patrolling outside. How could he be useless? He's not useless. He not only got money and land, and now even that brainless martial artist Lu Ting was involved. He had already won them over. He couldn't be allowed to grow like this any longer. Go notify Zhou Fulai. Even if the salt routes in Yuzhou were destroyed, I want him too. Lu Chen died in a chaotic grave pit in the western suburbs. Order for the allocation of materials. I've seen it before. Grain transport officials. This is the list of supplies supported by the Marquis' residence this time. We have come to pay our respects. Lu Shuai, Lu Ting's words outnumbered me, running my legs to exhaustion. Official angel investment is entering the market. My trump card finally got an inch thicker. Just this morning, a transfer order came from the Marquis' study warehouse. He directly allocated a large amount of timber and iron to the western suburbs. And as a result, he also took over a dozen of the most skilled veterans from the armory camp. He was also transferred to help the third duke. He had gained the Marquis' support. My father really believed him, not just the Marquis. It seems the eldest son has completely changed his attitude toward the third young master as well. Guanzhong listened to the story. Yesterday, Muzi personally tested the new crossbow in the western suburbs. After returning, he praised him more than once in the military tent. He said that thing was a powerful tool that could turn the tide of battle. Keep going like this. The Marquis' residence was bound to change sooner or later. Once a person gains power, it's easy to lose control. Isn't my third brother supposed to be a bit of a mess? Wasn't it just to show off in front of his father and eldest brother? Then I'll take a look at his frail bones. How much can they withstand such a struggle? The second young master meant that we should send someone to press him. Foolishly, he was now caught in the eyes of his father and eldest brother. If he dies, I was the first to be investigated. Killing is not as good as killing the heart. It destroyed his foundation. He himself would become a criminal in the Marquis' household. First, cut off his prestige. They were already a bunch of ravenous dogs. It's getting a mess. It really is a case of the people preceding the petty people. Got it, left your name. Lord Ruafa would surely be furious. All the third young master's hard work would be ruined. In the chaos, they even lost everything. What could he possibly use to hand over this military pledge to his father? The two young masters are wise and capable. Tonight, I'll arrange for the Death Warriors to sneak into the western suburbs. Remember to do it very cleanly. Don't leave even the slightest weakness behind. And don't let it get on my head. If you end up on the field, even if I die, I won't implicate the second young master. Young master, something's wrong. Someone caused trouble and seized grain. Our people can't stop them. What's going on? Those newcomers insisted that our wages were unfairly divided. There wasn't enough food, leading the way in smashing pots and grabbing grain. Are you all reckless? This is not your ordinary bustling market. This is a nail that someone deliberately inserted. It will destroy my foundation. Everyone step aside. Humph. You're the one from that so-called young master Lu San. You just happened to say you'd be paid for meals. And what happened? We've been working for days, eating less and less. Not even a single copper coin was seen in the silver they were distributed. You treat us like livestock. No one is allowed to cause trouble right now. What's your name? Laozi does not change his name in his conduct. He did not change his surname to Zhang Heihu. How long have you been with me?
6 days, how about that?
You want to default on your debt? How about we use the Ligong badge? Take it out. What kind of worker badge? You don't even have a work badge. I dare say it's on me. This took 6 days. Which pot of rice are you eating? Whose work is recorded? I'll work for you. What lousy cards you want? Guys, he just wants to slander our money and rob us.
Shut up, Aman.
Check today's Jigong roster. Young master, you've checked. There was no such person on the roster. The leaders around him hadn't registered either. It turned out to be the detestable ones sneaking in from outside to cause trouble. They smashed our cooking pot.
I almost got tricked by them.
Hit them. Withdraw.
Run.
Hold them down.
Who sent you?
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm just a beggar. I don't understand. Then I'll break one of his legs first. Let him think about it slowly. Han Zhu made his move.
Don't dare.
I really am just a beggar. Beggars don't know how to set the desk for meals, causing trouble when people are at their most restless. Beggars don't come right away. He went straight to my granary and the accountant. Even if you don't say it, I can still guess whether it's Lu Zhao or Zhou Filai. Tie him up and don't beat him to death. First, he was locked in the woodshed. What are you doing? Everyone quiet down. Everyone saw this today. Someone is sneaking into our camp to cause trouble. Hit our own place. It's not because you didn't do well. It's because someone fears we're doing too well. Because the western suburbs now have food to eat and work to do. There is a wage to be paid. I can't sit still. I know you're scared of being deceived. He was feeling anxious inside. I'm afraid I, Lu Ling, won't keep my word. I'm afraid you'll work too hard. In the end, it was all for nothing. Start today. Accounts are disclosed every 3 days. Who did so much work? Who received how much money? One day, he added meat. One day, when the ingredients are added, all are posted on the wooden boards at the entrance of the camp. Illiterate. I will have someone read it to you. You work for me. Give your life to me. I, Lu Chen, will never fool you like blind fools. Young master, you're right. We trust the young master. Who dares to mess with our rice cooker again? I'll fight him to the death. The trustworthy nobleman trusts the nobleman. Damn, this is really strange. A few words. He tamed these starving wolves into death warriors. This kid is just playing. Of course, my young master is someone who can turn the world upside down. I'll give you one last chance. Zhang Heihu's native place is Yunzhou. They fled famine. He claimed to have worked in the carpentry team for 6 days. If it were me, I would do hard labor. You can't lie in court like this. First, the Yunzhou accent has a post-ancient pronunciation. You speak in the dialect of the southern city of Yuzhou.
Second,
the carpentry team lost a total of 400 logs in these 6 days. 30 saws. Received double meals daily. And in my general ledger, this part of the rations and the number of people were perfectly matched. There's no share of your mouth at all. Third, what work did anyone in my camp do? Where did they go? What did you get? I remember everything clearly. But you, this living person, are not on my record. Young master, what do you want to ask? Just answer whatever you want. The iron bar has gone cold. I'll just stick it into your eye socket and reheat it. I said, I'm telling you it's the Zhou family. It was Zhou Filai's steward who called for us. That bastard really is this group of salt merchants. The steward said they only needed to stir up chaos in the western suburbs. Tell Taifong to stop. Once it's done, give us 10 taels of silver. I really don't know anything else. Only the Zhou family. Only the Zhou family. It seemed Hanju didn't want this leg anymore. Let's get started. All right. There were still people from the Marquis' residence. Who was the one in the Marquis' residence? I don't know his name. All I know is that he's a steward in a gray robe. He met us together with the Zhou family. The steward said the third young master had been too flamboyant lately. Let's use the opportunity to grab grain and cause you some trouble. The best of all, it can take all the newly made slaves in the iron chamber. Burn it with a fire.
it was Lu Zhao.
No one but him wishes we were dead. Lu Zhao finally couldn't sit still.
Dealing with people like that.
Just knowing it was his fault was useless. Going to his father to plead his grievances and argue was pointless. They wanted to bring down the man he had painstakingly built in the Marquis' residence for many years. He needed to find ironclad evidence that he couldn't turn things around. One hit kills. And now the handle is in my hand. Old Han kept a close eye on him. Missing a single strand of hair. I'm asking you for help, young master. This is what you want. Go, and see how sharp this knife in my hand can be. The third young master went to inform his father and eldest brother. Just say they caught a big rat in the western suburbs. I've heard about the situation in the western suburbs. The handling was fairly steady. There's one more thing. Please have your father take a look. Steward of the Zhou family Marquis' household. You doubt anyone? My father probably already had the answer in his heart. Until there is no irrefutable evidence. And must not speak carelessly. I know that's why I'm here today. Not here to beat the drum and plead for justice. Then what are you doing? I hope my father will grant me the right to audit the accounts.
Checking the accounts.
Military provisions and shelters. Do you know what you're talking about? He knew that last night at the western suburb camp, someone had pushed nails into the chaos. This is the first time, but definitely not the last time. A knife hangs over my head. I can only move forward. If father only wants to keep things quiet, maintain a facade of peace. I can turn back to the western suburbs right now. But if father still wants to make Yuzhou a mess, standing it up again, then someone must dig up the messy debts underneath. He was weighing me his son. After all, he's a fearless fool like a newborn calf. He truly had the ability and courage to carry out this strike. I'll give you 3 days to audit the accounts of the Western warehouse for nearly half a year. If nothing is found after 3 days, stop right now. Rolling back to the Western outskirts. That's enough. And if you really find out something, don't expect me to cover for him anymore. I see. This Marquis of Jinbei probably doesn't know. Not to see how rotten the mansion or the army is. He just kept missing the right moment. He also lacked a piece that could ignore the situation from all sides. The knife was handed straight to the face. This sentence sounded like a warning. In fact, they issued me a license to kill. Your son will surely not disgrace your command. Third young master, these things. It's our Shitsong. The total ledger and details for the past 6 months. If you want to see it, please take your time and watch. I'm afraid it will last 2 months. They might not even be able to make sense of the underlying principles. In the eyes of many, he's a useless person. When faced with bad debts, they inevitably get blind. But they didn't know Lu Chen's previous life. It was in a pile of falsified reports. A top-tier project director who fought his way out. Ha ha ha. Why are you laughing, young master? This account has been cross-checked by us 3 times. Every word is clear. Yes, every detail is clear. Loss and depreciation are considered losses. Everything was arranged in a proper manner. Unfortunately, I wanted it too much. A truly complex and chaotic 100,000 warehouse system. The data can't possibly be this neat every month. The neater it is, the more deliberate. What a beautiful and good deal. First, the positive ratio has been precisely maintained at 3.5% for 6 consecutive months. This rat eats grain and even brings sheep. Second, along with the number of personnel and horses in the store's warehouse for material loss, the base numbers don't match at all. Third, and also the dumbest part, the person who signed these 2 batches of warehouse entry records was Wang Fu. On the same day, at the same hour, he was actually on paper. At the same time, it completed warehousing in the West warehouse and the counting at the southern camp outside the 30th route. How come he knows the clone technique? Go to the warehouse. Young master, if you want to read the accounts, then just look at them. What to do in the warehouse? Why can't we go to the reconciliation? And naturally can leave. Yet the western blue sky is rarely seen year after year. The sun and sky shine with great brilliance. Afraid of offending the young master's precious daughter. Stop wasting time leading the way. This first row of granaries was newly built last year, right? Young master, you were quietly calling here. What to see? Let's see if what they steal is truly clever. Open this room. Aha. The granary was just sealed a few days ago, Lord Gongzi. The moisture-proof lime underneath hadn't dried out yet completely. If you open it casually, if the wind blows, the grain will be affected by moisture. Can a petty man bear such a burden? Take responsibility. I said. Open. Pry open that board for me. Ah. Pry it open. These damn bastards. They even dared to touch the military provisions. Spare me, I know I was wrong. Seal the granary. Show me everyone who has handled grain. If anyone dares to run away here, kill on the spot. Ah. I just want to give him some trouble. He suffered a major setback in the western suburbs. This madman actually tore open the sky over Shitsong. I've also gotten involved in the Shitsong account, damn it. What a big courage. Tell me everything exactly as it is. There's one thing that's hard to explain. I'll chop off your heads. The Marquis's military provisions were depleted to this extent. The bottom layer was actually all sand. If the northern barbarians now attack the city from the south, what will my 100,000 Yuzhou soldiers use to risk their lives? Please, Marquis, investigate this matter thoroughly. Give the soldiers an explanation. Check for me, layer by layer, go down the page. Who touched the grain? Who changed the account? Who put it on? Who is protecting the person? Investigate everything thoroughly. Not a single one was allowed to escape. Father, please calm down. This matter is indeed significant. Although the third brother keenly noticed the problem with the Western warehouse, he made merits, but inevitably became impatient and biased. Accounts and warehouses tied to the entire military and political lifeline of Yuzhou. If he were an inexperienced person, I fear the morale of the troops will be unsettled. I'm afraid that's not appropriate. Second brother meant that I shouldn't investigate. I have no intention of erasing your achievements. But military affairs require proper discipline. A single pull can affect the whole body. It's not something you can act on a moment of passion. Second brother made a good point. Since second brother was worried about my impatience, it's better for second brother to act steadily like this. You'll take over this case. But there's one thing I don't understand. The bad debts of the Western warehouse were already laid bare before everyone's eyes. Second brother's first reaction was not to investigate thoroughly. Instead, he jumped out first to make me stop. How about second brother? You're afraid I'll check wrong. Still afraid I'd check it correctly. Lu Qin, what do you mean? Nothing meaningful. I just think the Marquis' residence has come to this point. Not afraid of corruption. The only fear is that some people still want to dance even now. Enough. I will personally investigate and handle this case. Chen, you assist from the side. Retrieve all the accounts and manpower you need.
Starting tonight.
Whoever dares to obstruct the audit and cover for others for any reason again. According to the law of treason, and executed without pardon. From this moment on, I want to push this waste back into the mud. It's already impossible. It's me. Masterman, look at this quality. But she still caught the attention of the third young master. Not small enough. Let me add a bit more for you. The Western Granary case was first brought up. Everyone in the Marquis' residence finally understood one thing. I'm not just making small talk. Nor did she suddenly learn some extraordinary skill. I really can audit accounts, control situations, and flip tables. And with just one flip, it's a huge table that could crush a person to death. Young master, you didn't see it. Just now, I went to the Marquis' storeroom to get materials. Those grandsons who usually judge people by their nose bones. Today, each of them was smiling as if they were seeing their own father. That chubby steward even wanted to slip me some silver for tea. He gave me a good scolding. This time, we're finally holding our heads high. What are you proud of? I really thought I had won. Didn't win? We've even dug up the messy records of the Western warehouse. The second young master didn't dare to say a word. Sheet song is just the beginning. The account flipped further down. The more people involved, the more people involved. Now those people are smiling at you. Not because of respect for you. It's because they're afraid. And he was afraid. This means the bite will be even more brutal next. So what should we do? Should we hide for a while? Lay low and avoid the spotlight. Not moving forward. Especially at times like this. You could not stop. Our current advantage is not how deep our foundation is. It's that the momentum is strong enough. Once it stopped, this gave the enemy a chance to catch their breath and counterattack. We painstakingly tore open this gap. It would immediately become a mushroom again. The death trap was ordered to be handed over to Hanjua. The Tunshin camp operates 3 trains of Taifang. The Navy dug overnight. Irreplaceable practical work must be achieved as soon as possible. Put our place here. He was completely fixed on the territory of Yuzhou. I'll go check the progress right now. The Prince of the Duke is the highest rank. 3 lines of signal fire at the border. The Northern D's iron cavalry was attacking. Alright, before I can push in. The real exam room was delivered to her doorstep. Yuzhou,